Law of total probabilities. It says, while working for Life magazine, Archie is assigned to the Galapagos Islands to photograph a rare gigantic white turtle. The turtle can be found either on Isabella, the largest of the 16 Galapagos Islands, or on Santa Cruz, the next largest island. Many have tried to locate the giant turtle, but 89% of them have failed. In addition, 11 out of every 15 searches in the past were conducted on Santa Cruz, though only 7% of them were actually successful. Archie intends to search on Isabella. What is the probability that Archie will successfully find the turtle? Round your answer to 2 decimal places. So, first of all, it tells us here 89% of them have failed. We actually want to know how many were successful. So if 89% failed, what percent were successful? 11%. So 11% of our people are successful. That's going to be the answer that we would want to get. We are going to find that by doing the probabilities of each of these separately. We know the Santa Cruz. So it tells us on Santa Cruz, 11 out of 15 searches is what we did. Whoops, if I could write 11 out of 15. 7% of them were successful. We want to find the probability for Isabella, which we don't know. I'm just going to put a P there because I don't want to put an I because it might look like a 1. But we know that for Isabella, what did we do here? Oh, must be the rest. 4. 11 out of 15 were conducted in Santa Cruz. That means 4 out of 15 were done on the other island, right? We need to solve this mess. It wants us to round our answer to 2 decimal places, but you don't want to round off too far when you're doing your calculations. So I would carry out my calculations to maybe 4 decimal places so that you don't get rounding errors. So, first of all, let's just figure out what this number would be. If you take 11/15 times 0.07. I didn't write it down, but it'll be all right. 0.05, it came out to that exactly?
0.0513.
There, I'm going to go that far then. I'm going to carry it at least 4 places so that at the end I don't get a rounding error. Plus, if I do 4/15 would be what as a decimal? 0.2666. I'm going to round it off to 0.2667 just to be on the safe side. I need to solve that equation. So if I'm going to solve that equation, first thing I'm going to do is
subtract 0.0513.
Yep. So 0.11 minus 0.0513 would be
0.0587
equals 0.2667p, and then I'm going to divide by my 0.2667. Smush that underneath there. Now at the end we can worry about rounding off to 2 decimal places. So if you take your 0.0587 and you divide it by your 0.2667, you get 0.22. That's what we should get. All right, let's try the next one there. Archie is stranded in a war zone in the land of whatever that is. His only chance of survival is to reach Suedland, which lies 100 miles away. There are just two routes to Suedland. One is through the desert, the other is long and a perilous trek through the mountains. Both routes are terribly dangerous. In the past, 56% of all who tried to reach have failed. Of all attempts to reach Suedland, 36 out of every 40 were by the desert route, although the route is longer. The mountains seem to provide more success. 80% of those who attempted to reach Suedland through the mountains were successful. To save time, Archie intends to go via the desert. What are his chances of making it through to Suedland? Round your answer to 2 decimal places. So, again, we want to start out. We know that of both routes, 56% who have tried to get there failed, right? So what percent actually made it? 44, you said?
Yeah.
44. So 44% is the total that made it there. Of those are 2 situations. If I went by the desert, 36 out of 40 made it there, or tried to make it there. What percent were successful? I gotta read my problem here. Oh, it doesn't say. That's what we're trying to find. I'm gonna put my P there. That's the one I'm trying to find if I went by the desert. The second one then. What fraction would I have if 36 out of 40 went by the desert? How many went by the mountains? Only 4 did, right? 4 out of 40 went by the mountains. Of those, 80% were successful. So there's my equation that I need to solve. So 0.44 is going to equal, again, I would divide that out, and if I need to, carry it out to 4 decimal places. If it's less than that, we can use less than that. But just to be safe, we want to carry it out far enough so we don't get rounding errors. 36 divided by 40 gives me 0.9. Well, that works out nice then. I don't have to carry it out any farther if it comes out to nice 0.9. Plus, we want to do 4/40ths times 80%. 0.08. All right. Now we can solve our equation. So to solve our equation, we are then going to subtract the 0.08, which gives us 0.36 equals 0.9p then, and then we're going to divide by our 0.9, and so our answer is 0.4. I'm going to put 0.40 just because it says go to 2 decimal places. I think if you put 0.4 it should still be okay, but depending on who was picky or not when they programmed. All right, one last one on this page here. Archie is taking a course in probability theory. Discussion sessions with the class, TA, teaching assistant, conflict with Archie's trip to the beach. Poor Archie. Archie has decided between attending TA sessions, which might help him do better in the probability course, and going to the beach. Archie learns that 86% of the past students who did not attend TA sessions received a grade of B or below in the class. Archie also learns that 15% of the past students received a grade of B or a grade higher than a B. After some thought, Archie decides to attend the TA sessions. Not all of his classmates share his decision. In fact, only 1 out of every 9 of his classmates attended the discussion sessions with the TA. Compute the probability that Archie will receive a grade higher than a B in the course. Round your answer to 2 decimal places. All right, so This one tells us right away in the word problem. What percent received a grade of higher than a B? 15. So we're going to use that 15%. 15% of all the past students received a grade of higher than a B. We know that 1 out of every 9 attended the TA sessions, right? The discussion sessions. We want to find his success if he goes. Which means for our other fraction, if 1 out of 9 went to the TA sessions, how many did not go to the TA sessions? If 1 out of 9 went, how many did not go? 8 out of 9, right? 8 out of 9 did not go. So of those who did not go, how many got a B or higher? We know that 86% got a grade of B or below, but we're looking for the B or higher. So what percent got a B or higher? 14%, right? So our percent here is going to be 14. There's our equation then. So we don't have to mess with fractions. We're going to change things to decimals and carry it out to at least 4 decimal places if we need to, just so we don't get rounding errors. So 1/9, if we divide that out, would be what as a decimal? .1111. So 0.1111p plus, we're going to do 8/9 times 0.14. One, two, four, three, you said?
Repeating.
Oh, 4 repeating. So 4, 4. That should work. We have to solve that for p, so the next thing we're going to do is
Subtract 0.1244.
subtract our 0.1244. 0.15 minus 0.1244 would give us
0.0256.
0.0256 is going to equal our 0.1111p. And then we're going to divide by that 0.1111. And then at the end we can round to 2 decimal places. When you divide that out, tells me I only need 135 more steps. I must not have been walking around enough. We get 0.23 for our answer. Okay? So this is the overall percent of success. Then we have the fraction of what they tried times the percent. The fraction what they did not try times that percent of success. All right. That should be chapter 4.